Alright, got another Vintage Cube video today. 4 and 4. Let's see. We've got Urza Saga, Fourth the Eorlings, Preordain. It's kind of just between Saga and Fourth. I kind of like Saga. Yeah, I'll pick up Saga. I do love a good artifacts deck. Not the biggest red-white fan. I mean, if it's open and it's there, I'll go for it, but given the choice, I think I'd rather lean artifacts. Especially in the cube that has Bomberman combo with LED and all kinds of nice other things. Let's see, we're passing to Nachito and pack 1 and 3, and then we're passing to the Killer Popo. No LFE today, but everyone on the server is a pretty good drafter, so see how today goes. See, I do like a good Uro, Narset, Snapcaster. This is a new one, Leader Super Genius. Whenever you connive, you draw a card, then connive, and it connives every turn. It seems okay. Probably like a 7th or 8th pick. Also a lot of lands here. I might just end up taking a land like this Thundering Falls here. These are all okay, but I kind of like picking a land. Something will come back on the way. None of these are like I have to have them cards, so we'll just pick up the mana. Here's a sneak attack. I do always love a good sneak attack, but it's probably just one of the monoliths here. Arcanesis is also real solid. Gotta watch out for passing any fatties towards Nachito, because that's a pretty late sneak. And then probably won't see monolith on the wheel. I think Grim is usually better. I mean, Basalt does have the combo with gosh, what's his name? Gadgeteer for infinite mana, but Grim Monolith is just a better card in general. Yeah, hoping to see like maybe a Lorien reveal, Pyrokinesis. Not a whole lot else. Probably won't end up seeing anything else from that pack. We'll see. There's a Skull Clamp. Do love a good Skull Clamp. There's also Fantasticar. I think I want to grab Clamp. I've got Saga here, and then there's all the token making artifact stuff that we could potentially hit. And that just seems real awesome. Car might wheel, probably not, but we'll see. I don't know how highly people are going to pick it. Got a decent amount of green going on here, and then some Reanimator stuff we've passed as well. We've passed Sneak and some Reanimator stuff to Nachito, so gotta be a little careful in pack 3 to not pass like an Atrox or something. Well, there's a Grizzlebrand, Agorio's Vengeance, but I think I'm just gonna take Wan Tong here. Cards really impressed me. I think it's too early to just be taking a dead card like that. Wan Tong's great. Tempo seems solid with Skull Clamp. Or Monolith pushes it out pretty early. I've already got the blue land. Blue's getting taken pretty good, but the artifacts don't have to be heavy blue, so picking up a card here and there is fine. I think as far as fatties go, Grizzlebrand's not the #1 in the world anymore. There's a Superhero Civil War, which is a pretty interesting card. I've been pretty impressed by it, but I'm probably just going to take a Pentad Prism here. Might see consider probably just going to be like a Cabal Rituals last pick or something there. There's Raugrin, Triumph, Sage of the Skies, Shelldock Isle. I don't know if I'm going white yet, but white is kind of a decent color. The Triumph's pretty solid. Shelldock Isle's okay. I don't mind a Shelldock Isle, but I think I'd rather pick up a colored source. Yeah, I'll just pick up the land now. A lot of lands being passed. Pick up our mana now, and hopefully when people need to pick up their lands later because they've been passing them so early, we'll be able to pick up a few more playables. And it's not a bad start. We got 2 decent lands. Actually, it's a really solid start. Deck's looking pretty good. And I'm slamming Malcolm here, but let's at least look at everything. There's Plateau, which isn't bad. Red-white land. Kind of, if anything, white's going to be a light splash. Usually your base blue in these artifact decks, and Malcolm's just perfect for me. It loots, draws cards, works with Skull Clamp. What more can you ask for? Not really interested in a Haywire Might. I don't really have any reason to go heavy on artifacts yet. This is what we opened. So there's Memory Jar, but I don't think I'm leaning too heavy towards Memory Jar. Might just take a Burst Lightning here, or an Oliphant. Probably just Burst Lightning. 1-mana interaction is always nice, especially if I'm going to be clamping. Don't really have anything to do with Paragon. Paragon works with Saga, I guess, but I don't know if that's where I want to be at. Seems a little slow and cute. Here we have Oculus. I have Malcolm to loot with. I might just take Inspiring Vantage or Mind Collapse. Mind Collapse as a free spell is pretty awesome, especially if I plan on clamping. Yeah, I think I like Collapse more than Oculus. Oh, wow. Pyrokinesis, Guide of Souls, and Elspeth. Okay. Jeskai's open. I think it's between Pyrokinesis and Elspeth here. I'm gonna lean towards Pyrokinesis just because it's a free spell and I already have a strong 5. I also have Skull Clamp, is why I'm kind of considering Elspeth, but we'll just... Apparently we're taking that. Let's see. Exercise is not unplayable. High chance it's just a sideboard card, but not upset to see it. Throw it over there. I guess we'll grab a Wrenn and 6. Probably not going to play it, but if I'm going to be playing clampable creatures, that's the one I want to see across from the table. The least, it's just Rivalry. If someone wants to play Rivalry or Oath, go for it. Superhero Civil War goes late. It's a really, really solid sideboard card. You usually don't want to main deck it, because if your opponent's done on a whole lot of creatures, it doesn't really do a whole lot. And I guess if I end up with enough lands, we can splash Wrenn and 6. There's Thornspire. So looking like a blue-red deck. Some artifacts. Here's a Gleemox to go with my Saga. Gleemox 2 days in a row. Feels good. Let's see. We're passing Fractured Identity, Time Twister. Storm's going to the left. Library. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's some decent cards that might come back. We might get like a Skyclave Apparition. That's about it. Not the worst card to grab, though. Looking like I might just end up on Jeskai stuff again. There's Tundra. I probably want Tundra. Looking like I'm going to be a bit more heavy white. Don't know if I'm getting off a great artifacts deck. There's Brazen Borrow, which I'm also a pretty big fan of and is pretty good. I don't know how heavy white I'm going to be. I don't have any white cards, and I already have Raugrim, but this will be untapped blue-white. I think Tundra is a little bit better than Borrower. I don't think I'm interested in the Des Machines or a Sicarian Infiltrator. Pick up the Tundra, though. Memory Lapse is pretty great. There's Thoracle and Felia. Felia is pretty great. I have Monolith to bounce with it. Wan Shi Tong. Yeah, we'll pick up a Felia. Felia is a really, really solid card. Gotta be careful about that Oracle. Make sure you don't pass any consults. True Name Nemesis, Pinnacle Emissary. How many artifacts I've got? 1, 2, 3. I don't know about Pinnacle Emissary. I think it's between True Name and Anointed. I typically like Anointed Peacekeeper a little bit more. The Disruption's a little bit better than the Protection. Especially if I've got all this like cheap red removal. I'm going to want some stuff against combo. My computer is not too happy with me. It might be magic and its classic old memory leak on the background. See if I can't fix this up. Okay, we'll see if that's a bit better. Yeah. Close this as well. It's just a memory leak that's causing a little too much load on my computer and causing my mouse to flicker a little. Oh, they're back. Somebody had disconnected. There's a Zurin Orb, Reprieve, Gleaming Bastion, one of the new lands. Probably just going to take Reprieve here. It's a real solid card. The other's one is alright. We're looking to beat 3 colors. Pick up a 4th, it's pretty good. Gleaming Bastion's not bad either. Wouldn't mind seeing that on the wheel. It looks like I'm pretty solidly Jeskai. Kind of hoping to be a bit more artifacts, but didn't really see a whole lot in pack 1, and as nice as the 3-drop is to generate 1/1s with Clamp, don't know about that. But we've got Gleamox and Clamp to get with Saga, so it's pretty solid. I think it's playable. We'll see about the Monolith and Pentad Prism. I don't know for sure if I'm going to run them. It's starting to look like probably not. But we'll see. I mean, some acceleration's never that terrible. Tito seems to be having some connection issues. Hopefully we'll get it sorted out here. I would rather everybody gets to draft properly. We can take a look at our deck in the meantime. Superhero Civil War, it's not very readable in this format. So basically what it does is you get control of 2 creatures up to mana value 6 total between both of them. So you can take like 2 3-drops, but you can't take like a 4-drop and a 3-drop. And you gain them, you have control for as long as you control the Saga. Then the next turn it just pumps all your creatures. I think it also gives them Vigilance or something. Yeah, Vigilance. And then the third set is 2 target creatures you control. Fight. So you fight one of their creatures, or both the creatures you stole. Hopefully kill one, maybe even both. Really, really solid in creature matchups because it's such a big swing and you keep them for several turns. I think Superhero Civil War and King T'Challa were the 2 most impactful cards I've seen from this so far. And there's a lot more in there. There's also Thor, which I think I could see myself playing Thor in this deck. We've got Mind Collapse and Pyrokinesis as free spells to pick up with it. And you can pay their alternate costs with Thor. It's not like Snapcaster Mage. Ideally, we can pick up a couple 1-drops. I wasn't expecting to play Jeskai mid again. But here we are, so I haven't paid attention to like Mother of Runes and stuff are gone. I know Guide of Souls is gone, we passed that. Would have liked to pick up that Elspeth. I still think it was correct to pick up Pyrokinesis. It's just such a good card. But we'll see. Got a decent start to our mana base, like a fetch land or 2, and it's perfect. Would like to pick up a couple more red creatures for this Pyrokinesis, or just a Lutri or something. And then like maybe one good finisher or something. Having some connection issues here. He's saying he can't seem to get back in. He has hotel Wi-Fi and it decided to cut out, so we're trying to get him connected back in here. Well, I'm taking this moment. I forgot to start up at the beginning of my video. Oh, there we go. I'll say it later. There is Council's Judgment, Flitterwing. I kind of like Flitterwing. If I'm going to be leaning on Clamp, I'm going to have a lot of smaller creatures. I already have a lot of removal here and interaction, so I kind of want something a little bit more proactive. There's also Pirate Spellbomb, but I don't think I'm that into it. I think I want something a little more proactive than reactive. Same thing, bunch of removal already. Metamorph's Fanatic got passed, which maybe means that Nachito didn't lean in too hard on the reanimate stuff we passed him. Ooh, Flage, Vivi, or the Cheeky Workshop. I don't think I have enough artifacts. This seems like a fantastic Flage deck. Seems a lot better than Vivi. Burris, King Shala. I was talking about how you impressed me a lot, but Stoneforge Mystic's probably the pick here. It's too good with Clamp. Yeah, pick a Mystic there. Oh, Emberwild also wheeled. I'll probably pick that up then over Apparition. Let's see here. Sicarian Infiltrator, Manamorpho. Screaming Nemesis is a pretty solid card, especially in the creature matchups. Very hard to get into combat with it. Leaning more towards the Emeritus than a random Mind Stone. Probably not running this Monolith. Might run Pentad Prism, we'll see though. Monolith with Emberwild Captain and stuff is kind of nice. Pinnacle Emissary smuggled. I think Smuggle's pretty solid here. I'll pick up a Goblin Bombardment. Might see a cheeky Johnny later or something. I mean, I'm not playing either of these. Maybe, I guess, if I pick up Academy and pull into Artifacts Pack 3. Pretty unlikely, though. We're barely blue outside of this one Chitong, Malcolm, and Flitterwing. We're mostly red-white. Plato's already gone. Kind of sucks. I didn't think I'd go that hard into it, but it's just open. So here we are. Despite passing that early fourth yearlings. Balance. A good card, but probably not taking it here. Chromatic Star, not really that interesting. Voice of Victory seems amazing for me, but there's a good chance I can wheel it. I think I might just take a Fiery Confluence here. Between Fiery and Voice. Voice is really nice. I already have all these twos. Or Get Lost is just a hard removal. I think Voice with Clamp and 2 ways to find Clamp is a little too good. I don't want to risk it not wheeling. Like Luminarch Aspirant on the wheel or an Eagles of the North, I think I'm okay with. I don't need Fiery Confluence. Emeritus, Roku, Pavu, White Plume. White Plume and Seasoned Engineer. I think I would like White Plume in this deck a little bit more. Comes down the turn earlier. I'm already really good against creatures. Yeah, we'll pick up White Plume. Fable, Unholy Heat, or, I mean, it's probably just Fable. I've got Flage, and I already have a bunch of twos. The one drop would be nice, but I can pick something up on the wheel. I think Fable is good enough. Chain Lightning, Sacred Foundry is probably the pick. Dragon's Rage Channeler, Soul Guide Lantern. This pack is basically mono red. We're getting something back. We're just going to pick up a nice land here. This monolith is definitely out. Pentad Prism is also out unless I end up needing some extra playables. Superhero Civil War might be in just because we're so creature centric. Having it game 1 seems kind of nice. I might also play Exercise main deck, because I have very few answers to large creatures. It's all red burn. Oust is great. Oh, well, Ocelot Pride, never mind. We're passing an Archon to Nachito if he's going super hard onto it, and he did just pick that up. There's Feywild Caretaker as well, but we already have Emberwild and White Plume, and I think I just want the one drop. So good for us. Gut or GT? I mean, Gut's just so good. You don't pass Gut. Not when you're a red deck. GT is really nice, an additional equipment to go with that Stoneforge Mystic, but Gut is just way too good of a magic card. Othari, Evangelist, and Practical Joke. I think I'll pick up an Othari. We've got pretty light top end here. Also, Emrakul. He might have a pretty crazy sneak deck, but if I take Emrakul here, how am I on playables? We're at 6 mana sources plus 13, so that's 19. So I need 2 more playables. Othari that fantastic? Othari is pretty fantastic. Yeah, Othari's a little too good. Wandering Emperor, Teferi, Air Temple. I think I'm interested in either. I think it's between Emperor and Teferi. I could use more 4s. I already have 2 5s. I like the Emperor a little bit more. Yeah. Ooh. Might be Aragorn at this point, actually. I think I like Aragorn more than Fiery Confluence. Like, I've got Mind Collapse, Burst Lightning, Pyrokinesis, and we're probably picking up one more burn spell along the way. We're really good at holding the board, too. And we can bring in, like, Superhero Civil War. Then that's 9, 15, and I still gotta cut cards. We'll see. See how this ends up, but I'm thinking this looks pretty good. Flame Tongue Kavu is really solid. I don't think I want Emeritus. I think I want something a bit better for the board. Rabble, Thalia, Evora. I don't have very many spells. We can pick up a Thalia. I like it a bit more than Evora. We've passed about 1,000,000 cards that are good with this, so we'll just hate it at the end. I don't think Nachito's on it anymore, but maybe I'm supposed to take Blood Tithe just in case he did end up on the Reanimator deck, but I don't think he is after everything we've seen. Didn't pick up any fetches, so my mana is going to be a little shaky, but I think this deck ended up pretty good. Like Hawkeye, sure, first strike reach. Valence Camp, probably not playing that one. Ended up with a decent deck. Try and include my building in my recording this time. All right, let's start building. So I definitely want to run around 17 mana sources here because we don't really have any ways to fetch. We have some card draw. So that means we need to make, we're at 6, 12 mana sources, 5 cuts. That's a lot of cuts. So I think we're going to cut Stoneforge with only 1 equipment. I don't think we play enough spells for Emeritus. I think we're going to cut Screaming Gnosis and save it as a sideboard card for creature matchups. Superhero Civil War out of my 5s is probably easily the worst. And then I got to make 1 more cut. I think those first 4 were real easy, and now the 5th is a little bit harder. I don't know if this is a copter deck too much. I think it's between Copter and Hawkeye here. I think I'm using my mana a little too much to be running Hawkeye. Or is it Thalia that I cut and I just bring her in? Because we've got Reprieve, we have these free burn spells. Yeah, we'll bring in a Thalia. We'll keep Hawkeye here. Or is Stoneforge better than Hawkeye, even though it only gets a singular Skull Clamp? He loots as well. I'll try out Hawkeye. We'll see how he goes. Don't think I want any of these other cards here. I don't think I do Pentad Prism just to turbo these out, do I? Pentad Prism better than Hawkeye? No, I've got enough threes. We're gonna just curve. Alright, then let's search up some basic lands here. Let's see, let's sort by color. But we have a pretty early white curve and a pretty strong red curve with not a lot of blue. So that is... do white first. Well, let's actually do blue first. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blue sources. I probably want around 5 or 6. Let's add 2 basic islands. I don't need to play Wanchi Tong until later. And I almost cut it just because of the double blue. But I think Wanchi Tong is really solid, especially if we have Felia and stuff. And it's one of my few interactions for non-creature permanents or larger creatures as well. So I think we run it. 2 basic islands. Let's see here. Still leaves me 9, so let's check red. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4 red sources. And then white is also 4. We're looking at 4 and 4, and I probably want pretty equal. Do I want more red or more white? I have double white. I've got a pretty early white curve. I also have a pretty early red curve, but a couple of these are pitch cards. So I think we'll do 5 plains, 4 mountain. And then I guess I can probably add an additional plains and mountain to the sideboard in case I end up cutting more red or cutting more white. Where's my good plains? There you are. 5 plains, throw 1 on the sideboard just in case. Mountain. And 4 mountains. There you are. Then throw 1 on the sideboard as well. Yeah, seems like a decent deck. Let's see how it goes. Alright, round 1 against Nachito here. We've got Burst Lightning, Fable, Wandering Emperor. A little slow, but sure. Can probably hit a 2-drop off this Thundering Falls, hopefully. See what we got. Gut. Yeah, Wandering Emperor, Fable. We'll keep a gut on top. Especially because I don't have the second wipe for this Wandering Emperor guaranteed or not. Foundry tapped and passed the turn. That's machines. Alright. Ooh, Oculus. Those machines is pretty great at filling for Oculus. Good discards here. A little light on counter magic in our deck, so if he's doing some busted combo stuff. Most of my teammates, I'll go over the decks here, probably after this match. Unless my next opponent's waiting for me right away, I might go over them at the end there. But my team was a little bit of infighting in picks. I don't know how well their decks are going to do because there's a lot of infighting, and we have very, very little blue, so our opponents probably have a lot of counters. We did get the Time Walk, which is nice. Spellbomb, Gitaxian, Probe. Alright. Now we're going to have double red, so let's go ahead and get our second blue, play this Fable out. And then Gut's going to be real great here. Put on a ton of pressure with the Shaman if he doesn't have an answer for it. Glad to see that Spellbomb go away. Means he's not bouncing my token here. Old Bant. Sure. What you grabbing? Manifold key. Alright. I would love to loot away 2 mountains. Like gut. We can just kill Tezzeret like this. Hold on to the burst lightning. Okay. Yeah. I vault key. Get my screenshot from my team. And concede. The classic. All right, what do we have for that? Exercise, horsery speed answer, not that great. Try to kill him faster. Might be my best bet. Pretty in on the creatures. So burst lightning doesn't seem that great. Bombardment doesn't seem that great. Let's bring you in. Let's bring a screaming nemesis in. Yeah. That's about as good as we're gonna get. Turn 1 Flitterwing, turn 2 Felia, probably. We do a Saga as well, but most likely just going to be a Felia here. Yeah, that's fine. I kind of like Thalia more than Felia. It's not a bad draw. I'm not going to play it this turn. Back. He knows about the Felia, but if he wants to interact with it on his next turn, I'm okay with that. And this full turn answering it. The next turn we have Pride plus make a token there. Got a removal spell? Path to Exile? Me untap, alright. Mountain. And we'll attack first. Probably not activating Flitterwing here. Or even Felia. I mean, I guess I could play out my Ocelot Pride pre-combat and bounce it, but I think it's better to just hold all my mana up into the combat step. You might flash something in I want to exercise. 3 mana, get lost. Yeah, okay. More artifacts seems good. Makes my tokens pretty big. Probably grab Clamp off this Saga here. Seems pretty solid. On the draw, do I want to go even more aggressive? Like, we could bring in a Hawkeye, maybe, or... No, didn't really see a... I still don't know what his full deck is like beyond Vault Key. Stoneforge Mystic over Exercise. No. No, I think we'll keep all this. Yeah, it seems good. There's not a whole lot I want to reprieve on turn one. And I guess if he aggressively plays Time Vault, but we just showed him Sorcery Speed removal for an artifact game too, so he's probably going to hold until he's ready to win the game. Maybe I should have cut the Mind Collapse instead of the Burst Lightning. Because Burst Lightning at least goes face. Sure. Well, that guarantees that I have access to Aragorn on 3, so I will play out both. He's not going to play anything here. Now he's playing something here. It's a 1-drop, I guess it makes some sense. Yeah, Star's fine. I'm not going to be able to reprieve for a while. I think I'm just going to cantrip it. Force him to spend a little bit more mana on bouncing my things. Deck seems real solid, though. When it draws Time Valky. We'll see how much of that he actually runs, but... Yeah, Spellbomb's fine. Ooh, Voice of Victory in Malcolm instead of Aragorn. Let's attack him first. If he doesn't bounce my Screaming Nemesis, then we'll go with that line. I don't want to play an Aragorn into the Spellbomb like that. Draws a card, which means he's pretty close to a kill, unfortunately. I hit him for 6, 7, 8 here. Just need 4 more damage. Pop that gut. Salt Monolith. Okay. Manifold Key. Yep. No Time Vault this turn, at least. Tezzeret, sure. Wonder what else he has to grab. Untaps his monolith. Sure. It's a balance. Feels like a balance. Not the end of the world. We keep our 3 lands, and then we have Malcolm plus Aragorn left over. No, we only have Malcolm or Aragorn. We don't have both. Aragorn's going to be better. I'll let the Malcolm go if that happens, I guess. Ooh, not a balance. Glad to see that. A wild caretaker. Yeah, okay. Pretty good. We can fight it pretty effectively, though. We'll play out the Malcolm end step here. I'd have to sacrifice voice. Screaming Nemesis attack is pretty free. I think I do voice plus Nemesis. And then post-combat play Aragorn. Can't really stop the Tezzeret. He's already gotten a lot of ones as well. He might not have much left. I'm just going to attack him. I think I ignore Tezzeret. Yeah, he eats my voice here. He takes 5. I get the initiative. To grab a mountain, I guess. Let me grab the Monarch here. Exercise is not bad. Really just need to fade him drawing Vault this turn, and I think I can kill next turn pretty easily. Alright, what you got? Still has more left. Nothing. Love to see it. Aggressive iteration. If he has it, he slams it. He might be afraid of Pierce, but you don't really have the luxury to play around it at this point. You're dead next turn. Basically on board. Sure. Snapcaster Mage. Or I guess Gataxian Probe? And it doesn't matter. If you had used Tezzeret to untap your Monolith, you could still win from here. No, then I guess you're still short. 1 mana. No, 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 no. Yeah, you'll be able to. I think you can pay Phyrexian mana from Flashback, I'm pretty sure. It's just alternate cost you can't, but it's part of the mana cost is Phyrexian mana, if I remember properly. So yeah, you'd be able to Phyrexian mana here, and then you'd have it left over. But you're pretty much dead here. You're not stopping me from taking the Monarch here. Sage of the Skies? Okay, maybe you are. No, no, you can't. Aragorn, you just lose to Aragorn. I block your fairy, and then I block your caretaker here. Yeah. Solid game. Got a screenshot for our teammates here. See you for next round. All right, I have a little moment here. Let's go over our homies decks here, our teammates. They ended up cutting one more. It says 41 there. Pretty okay deck. I mean, they've got Nadu with Bill and Scythe Cat, which is pretty awesome. And then the creatures there. They've got Entomb, Unearth, Burrow there with the Entomb. They've got a Gristlebrand and a Deathclaw at the top end there. They have a Life Death as the only way to buy them back in a Cavero. So it's pretty solid. And they've got the Ice Till going. Orion, Quantum Riddler. Seems like an alright deck. Right up my style. I love playing these types of decks. Pretty light on interaction though. So they only have a Remand, an Abrupt Decay, and the Shieldred's Edict, and an Inquisition. Very light on interaction, especially if our opponent's going to be time vaulting, which, yeah, they are. Their next one, this is kind of who they're fighting with, another green deck here, kind of with the fatty game plan there. So they've got that very light on ones, no power. Well, they have Time Walk and Twister, so no fast rocks though. This deck needs some Mox really badly. Got Land of War Sprawls, or only one drops. No, there's an Emerald hiding there. Okay, never mind. That's fantastic. No power over here. Yeah, I got the Emerald hiding over here, and then the Lapse Time Walk. Whole bunch of mana dorks over here with Bombardier's Twister. Kind of mediocre top end, unfortunately. They're just playing Upheaval and Jewel as kind of top end things. Nothing super insane, no fast bond or anything. Uh, okay deck. Again, very, very light on interaction. Sideboard here, he doesn't really have a whole lot more either. Like, he's got a Keen-Eyed Curator, but we've got all the fatties, and then the Wolverine. Our third one looks to be, he's got the Soul Ring over here, Spell Bomb, decent one mana interaction over here, Mana Leak, Balance, Critique. Mr. Fantastic as a new one, Vivi, King Chala, Very Wheel, Jace, Force Will. Yeah, this deck's solid. It is lacking a little in the threat department, but it seems real solid as far as its defensive options. I got all the good threats. Fortunately, I was dueling with this guy here, so seems like decent decks. We might end up okay in the end here. All right, round two. Our opponent here is Proud Homunculus. He's on a black-red Reanimator deck with Ragavan. Pull up the screenshots here. Take a closer look at them. He had two pretty quick games. He's got like Currency Converter, Fire Covenant, Imperial Seal, lots of stuff there. Yeah, Shallow Grave, all that nice stuff. I don't think I'm keeping a hand like this. On the draw one lander. Got Clamp Bombardment. No thank you. This is the best hand I've had by quite a bit. Against Reanimator, I think I'm gonna go Voice and Peacekeeper. Yeah. I was considering keeping two lands and keeping like Flage, but I think Voice Peacekeeper is gonna be my best bet. And I want to guarantee I have the curve for him. Oliphant, sure. Static from the computer here. Faithless looting, not quite what I want to see. Kind of hoping he has a slower draw here, but see what he discards. I'm on the draw, so this Peacekeeper isn't going to come in time if he has a 2-drop reanimate. World Spine Worm Sneak Attack, yeah. Find out who all that stuff went to. Sure. It's a great sign for me. Means we're in for a little bit of a fair Magic game for at least a couple turns. Yeah, if I draw mana, this isn't the worst curve. Sure. Fair enough. Alright, let's see what they're working with. No, I want to get the Peacekeeper down. Yeah, we just named Bitter Triumph here. Otherwise, a free removal from him. If he wants to spend everything else on it, sure, but I don't want to give him free removal on my Peacekeeper here. That's a really, really great top deck. Alright. Yeah? Probably losing now. I draw the land for Wandering Emperor, I might pull something together. But it's pretty dire now. There's the land. We'll just pass the turn, because what else do you do here? I think I'm actually gonna block and plus. Should have blocked the other one. They both have trample. It doesn't matter. We take 12 here, but this forces him to Fire Covenant. Then I can untap and -2, and I might be able to get Nothari going. Which seems pretty nice, and that he's going to feel threatened by the Emperor to attack it rather than attack me. Because we can still -2 Emperor on our turn. It seems better than -2ing here and having nothing to do with her afterwards. Potentially enabling a better Fire Covenant from our opponent. Yeah. This seems okay. So we're not going to get run over by any passageway seer lines. He doesn't really have a good necromancy right now. Probably just going to end up like Bitter Triumphing Uthari. Even then, that's not that good. Yeah, he has no real good lines. Yeah, fair enough. That's pretty solid. Kills my Wandering Emperor as well a little bit more efficiently. Well, no, I guess it doesn't because he still wants the treasure. Alright, what'd you hit? Mountain. I don't think you can play lands off Ragavan, so. Good enough for me. Pyrokinesis. Not too interested in that right now. Bitter Triumphs my Othari, sure. And we will bring it back. We don't want him reanimating it. Is it sorcery? No, I can do it whenever, right? Yeah, we can do it whenever, so I'll wait. We'll take the hit from this Fanatic. Going down to 7 is a little rough, but this way if he Ragavons me, I can block and then Othari. Passageway Seer is fine. I'm not too worried about that. It's a little risky, but we know he has Necromancy Ragavan in hand, so if I block and then return Othari, I can Pyrokinesis both creatures, which he does have Necromancy to get both back, but I think I've got to power through it anyways. Yeah. That's probably GG. Yeah, Assault Pride's not beating Reanimate Metamorphosis there. A screenshot. Rough. Exercise seems fantastic here. Thalia seems mediocre. Man. We got. I don't think I want Superhero Civil War here. Bombardment seems... I'm not a big Bombardment fan, actually. Yeah, let's do Nemesis. Rough. Really rough. Top deck Fanatic. Got us really good. I feel like I want... I don't know. I don't know. One more 2-drop might be nice over all these 3s, but... Maybe Hawkeye. I don't know. He doesn't seem that good. Maybe cut like Kavu for Hawkeye, just a bit better curved. I might on the draw. On the play, I think Kavu's fine. No plays till 3, but I've got Fable Gut White Plume and Kavu seem just so good. Gleemox, any 1-drop, 2-drop, and we're kind of cooking. I'll play the Mountain out. They've seen Burst Lightning out of me. Sure. Any fatties hit? Nope. The Swamp. 2-drop. Gleemox. Haha, that's definitely not a 2-drop. Ugh. And we'll probably just Fable next turn. Combo with Gut is a little too good. We do have a lot of removal. Sure. Oliphant. Blood Crypt. Basic, sure. Ooh, Imperial Seal. Alright, so he's getting the fatties next turn. Which isn't too bad. Because we have Flame Tongue Kavu here. Makes me want a White Plume almost. If he has any removal, it gets really awkward. I might just Fable anyways. And then we're going to Kavu him next turn. Yeah, there's Fnatic. A bit more okay when you Imperial Seal for it than the sudden surprise. This one feels a lot more beatable, though. My hand's pretty good against it. I'll discard... I think we just discard the 2/3s looking for cheaper stuff. Wandering Emperor's pretty solid. I'm just gonna Flame Tongue Kavu, though. Pass. He attacks with Fnatic. Can't say I'm too excited to block. I'd really like to be able to exile it with Wandering Emperor. A little too good against me if he starts reanimating it regularly. He just removes Capo here, though. That's kind of okay. I'll untap and Wandering Emperor him. Looks like a Bitter Triumph. Ah, Brutality. We have no instants or sorceries in our hand. No other fatties to work with either, so feeling pretty alright. You kind of have, well, you don't have to attack, actually. We're not blocking with our token. Sure. Attack with the Shaman, and then... I really don't feel like getting blown out by... Fiery whatever, the pay life. So I'm just going to exile that now rather than playing Emberwild out. It's a pretty good board. Gonna have to have a fatty or something. Here's a Tolly. As far as fatties go, that's not the best. Let's see what we draw. If I draw a land, I think I want to go for Gut. If we don't, it's probably Othari. I mean, Gut plus Emberwild post-combat. Fury. Exiling Sneak. Alright. Fair enough. Kill my Wandering Emperor. Doesn't really change what I'm gonna do here. He's on 1 in hand. Gleemox is a land. We will do it. That means I gotta sacrifice my Goblin Shaman. I could also sacrifice this Gleemox. That way he either takes 4 or he trades with the Shaman. Yeah. Gut. Use my Gleemox as a treasure token. Ooh. Decides to not attack at all. I'm leaning closer to Aragorn then. No, initiative is too good at closing out a game. Oh, it's the same thing. I don't know why I thought Emberweld was initiative. Bit of a throw. 3 extra damage. I don't think he's going to be doing that much blocking. I don't care about trading the Monarch some. He attacks both. I probably just block an elemental token or something. Yeah, he has Fire Covenant. I figured he probably did when he didn't block there. Which is fine. If we have land, we have Othari here, which is pretty huge. He steals that back, sure, whatever. Land would be amazing. Otherwise, we just Aragorn. It's pretty unlikely he has an instant bolt here. Saw Chain Lightning out of him, but... Reeve is really solid. Shallow Grave isn't too great here. Necromancy for Ollie and or Fury. Solid. He's pretty low. I'm hoping to draw any land so I can go Aragorn, hold up Reprieve. He might also just end up dying to this Othari if he doesn't have it. No, he has the Chain Lightning. That's fine. Othari got its value. Ursa. This card's nothing, so we're taking 4 here. He exiles a random card. Gets the land off it. Nice. That Ursa could be a pretty big problem. Land? Nice. Now we have Reprieve. Burst Lightning on the untap is also pretty great. Alright, feel like I have this game locked up now. Does this work? It goes to his hand. You can't kill Aragorn with that. I still block. I've got Reprieve. This plays around him playing extra creatures. I've got the game locked up in multiple manners, so I kind of want to ensure like this. Sure, we'll untap Burst Lightning you. All right, picked up game two. On the draw, Kabu's still really nice. I don't know. I do want like a little bit more. Maybe Captain off on the draw for just a good 2-drop. Hawkeye feels better than Stoneforge here. I feel like I just want more random creatures early. Your Civil War just doesn't seem that good when his average creature is like 5/4 mana. Yeah, this hand's solid. Missing the second red card for Pyrokinesis, but Voice of Victory, White Plume, Malcolm, perfect mana. Gut Voice of Victory, yeah, we're cooking. Alright, hold up Bitter Triumph or something, don't tap out. Deep Cavern Bat, yeah, that's fine. Wonder what he takes here. My hand's pretty stacked. I feel like it's Voice. I feel like it should be Voice. Like the only way you can punch a hole in it. Because if I go Voice and you don't have the answer, this gut's gonna kill you. Could be Pyrokinesis, I guess, if you have an answer for Voice. Take my Kinesis, I play Voice, you kill it. And then my gut's not as good. I can't really White Plume you either. Yeah, so he's got a removal spell for Voice. Oh. That doesn't change anything. I think I still do it and just force him to have it. I'll hold on to the Gleemox in hand. I feel like he's more likely to have Artifact Destruction than Hand Hate after he just played a Deep Cavern Bat. Oh, I forgot the game 2 screenshot. Oops. Ooh. Well then. Feels good, man. Even if he has like removal left over, that's just so nice. Same thing. No reason to show him the Gleemox yet. The next turn we'll go land Gleemox, probably play Malcolm and make a token. This is such a great position. Empty Torok would also be a reason to keep Gleemox in hand. I'd rather discard that than one of my good creatures. But if this is just like, what's it, the 2 mana discard to look at my hand type thing, kill Gut, that's fine. Collective Brutality. I mean, he's got 2 fatties there, which is horrifying, but sure. Uh, I'm gonna play the Gleemox out. I think it's White Plume plus Malcolm at this point. I don't think White Plume is just way more damage. Grab, I guess, an island. That's why even if he has a reanimate, we're still fine. It sucks, but fine. I will block the Deep Cavern Bat. If you have the board wipe, it's still fine. You're paying 6, 7, 8 mana or 8 life, and then I have Saga on untap. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. Maybe it's not. Maybe I misplayed. I don't know. He can just do it on end step though, so it's not like it changes anything. He gets a land here. Might as well force him to have it. And upkeep will make a dude get our skull clamp. Let's see what we draw first. Onslaught Pride. Sure. I'll put clamp on the construct. I don't think I want to clamp my pride yet. He just forges on bat and passes, then yeah, we'll probably clamp the pride. But this way, he wants to remove my construct anyways, so this I probably draw cards off it. He's back in the game, drawing Fire Covenant all 3 games against the creature deck seems pretty good. Gotta fade a Shallow Grave. I guess I could have just not played Malcolm. Maybe that's what I do, is I just don't play it, because I put him on Fire Covenant, and I was thinking I played end step, he kills it. I play it there, he kills it. If I untap, I have voice, so it doesn't, he can't just sit there and wait for me to play Malcolm. He's gotta do it first. Yeah, that was a misplay. I wanted to forge. I was hungry. Oh, it's in the tank here, so see what they do. I feel like there's Shallow Grave, they slam it. So it's gotta be like, maybe they've got Sneak Attack, maybe they have something else, and they're just afraid of dying, a removal spell, Chain Lightning maybe, I don't know. Deep in it. At 3 mana, 4 mana, sneak go. I think my best odds of winning. Ah, Ruinous Wrecking Crew. Kill both my creatures. Yeah, I do draw a card here. Playing Tonkavu's pretty great. Now we can no longer shallow grave me, which is real nice. Flage better than Kavu. Can I Flage? No, I'm one short, so I think I just Kavu and equip it then. We can Flage him next turn. Clamp on the Kavu, pass the turn. Okay. He traps me, sure, whatever. Just don't sneak Worldspine Worm me, I guess. Feel pretty good about this, as long as he doesn't have some kind of sneak game plan. In the tank. It's nice to play Cube, because you can slow down and do these things. You know, Pauper, it's always go, go, go. Clock matters. But great example of clock being a resource, where you can take your time to think these things, check over things, how Ruinous Wrecking Crew works. All that nice stuff. Pyrogoyf. Yeah, that's pretty painful. Can't really shoot face here. That's to shoot the cob. Whoa, he's going face. Okay. It's GG then, right? No, we need a red spell for it to be GG. That works. So I go red, blue, white, Flage. For shoot Pyrogoyf. Flashback Flage. Let's see if we can't shrink it. And then it's all creatures from there. Yeah, fair enough. That's a 3/4. Shoot you. And then we Mind Collapse. Good game. All right, let me take my screenshot real quick. 2-0. See if we can't trophy again with Jeskai. opponent is not ready yet, so we'll wait for next round. All right, last one. Let's see if we can't get a little trophy here. Up against tanks, they are on a weird hand. I think I'm gonna keep it. They're on kind of like this Esper mid-range list. First Lightning's pretty great here. Saga's more than likely just gonna grab the Mox because my mana's awkward. We'll see. Yeah, and then I can Burst Lightning this. Solid stuff. It's such a good draw. Do I want a Malcolm? Or do I just want to get the Saga going? I think I want a Malcolm. Color. Yeah, we'll play out Malcolm in response. Then you can eat whatever you want from that. Probably takes Flage. Might take Bombardment because it's my only playable card when I play Saga next turn. Yeah, you just take Flage. That makes sense. Smack him for 2 here. Discard a Mountain. I'll play out the Saga. I don't think it's worth holding up Reprieve here, and then we'll just play Bombardment. Get it going. Bombardment's been pretty bad. One of my teammates said I should play it, and I don't know. It's really nice if you get Voice of Victory and stuff going, and it's nice in these kind of grindier matchups, but I guess I played against 2 combo decks, not really any grindy. We'll see how it does here. I might undervalue it. Everyone else seems to really like it. They always tell me I should play it, and then I'm never too happy with it. Did you run Kaido? So might see one here. Probably not, though. Portable Hole, sure. Has to eat my Bombardment here. Well, he might go for Malcolm. Shoot you in the face. I don't have any answers for a Portable Hole. But I like Wan Chitong. This fills my graveyard for when I do eventually answer that Scholar. I'll just pass the turn here. I've got Reprieve. I've got Urza Saga. Cast it as a 3-1. I don't really want to Reprieve that. This screams Kaido. I think I'm just gonna create a Saga and shoot it before it blocks so you can't ninja. Get attacked both, it works out, because then I can't wait till pre-blocks. Hell yeah, huh? We're gonna grab Clamp here. Urtai. Yeah, okay, he counters the Saga. Attacks both. I don't think I can fail yet to block here. I think I've just got to let him have it. Try and kill Kaido on the swing back. He has it. Oh, Kaido, so that's kind of nice. I think I'm gonna bounce his Scholar here. I want this Flage back. If he wants to eat something else, that's fine. He can get my reprieve, that's okay. I don't think just playing Peacekeeper there is that good. Here we take two. Here's the Kaido. A lot less threatening now. Yeah, the reprieve is extremely free here. It gives me my 5th card for Flage. Like, always play it. Even if you have the land, it's just so good here. Days? Sure. Because I get to Flage you now. I can shoot your Scholar. We attack Kaido twice. I'll, no, never mind. Alright, game 2, post board. He's got like ninjas and stuff. I actually kind of like my main deck. Goblin Bombardment was nice that game. I was too mean to it. It was very, very nice. Yeah, we'll ship it back. I don't think he's got enough creatures to make Civil War worth it. Alright. 2 shots at the trophy. I think my deck's pretty well positioned in this matchup, too. First Lightning, Felia, Gut. Yeah, alright. Seems pretty good. Kind of lucked out with our... Oh, down to 5. Lucked out in that as well. The fourth drafter that we're not playing against is this really crazy, like, Brain Freeze, Brain of Filth style deck. Ooh, that's awesome. Pride, Felia, Gut, then my opponent ult to 5. Oh, this is going to be a real short one. Okay. Well, we're trophying at this point. I'm just going to upkeep it in case he draws a land. I know he has days. They get the trophy. Feel kind of bad for our opponent. That's never how you want to go out. But another 3-0. Solid deck. I'll add an addendum at the end. Let me look at my list. I think it was okay. Opponents were a bunch of combo players, so it was a little rough, but we managed to get there. Had enough pressure to kill before they got their stuff. I feel like we got a little lucky. I think this deck probably should have been a 2-1, given our opponents. I think my match 1 and 2, I was not favored. They were close, but I feel like they were favored. In the match 3, I was very clearly favored. But yeah, fun stuff. Always great to get a cube match in. They typically run them in the mornings. More than likely, with my schedule, I'm gonna be able to have them 3 times a week, maybe 4, and we'll yeah, fun stuff. 3 to 4 times a week is pretty good. And then on the other days, I'll play Pauper if I can, or Vintage like that one time. Depends on my schedule. I do like Pauper a little bit more. I think it's more fun, more interactive, and Fantastic Car is kind of gross. So, but other than that, Cuban's going to be part of the regular schedule for a bit. Thanks for watching.